Indie games as a platform for unique narratives. Indie games are often driven by creators with a vision, allowing them to craft unique and deeply personal stories. Freed from the constraints of large studios, indie developers take creative risks, offering narratives that challenge norms and explore unconventional themes, such as mental health, identity, or societal issues. Freedom to experiment with game mechanics. Indie games often blend storytelling with innovative mechanics to create immersive experiences. For example, games like Undertale and Celeste integrate gameplay choices and challenges directly into the narrative, allowing players to feel the emotional weight of their actions, a trend that pushes storytelling boundaries. Focus on player-driven choices. Indie games prioritize storytelling that adapts to player choices, creating highly personalized narratives. Games like Oxenfree or Disco Elysium rely on dialogue trees and branching paths that immerse players in the story. This approach enhances replayability and deepens player engagement. Diverse perspectives and voices. Indie developers come from varied backgrounds, bringing fresh perspectives to gaming narratives. These games often explore underrepresented cultures, identities, and experiences, broadening the industry's storytelling horizons. Titles like Never Alone and Spiritfarer highlight cultural and emotional themes rarely seen in mainstream gaming. Minimalist storytelling with maximum impact. Indie games frequently adopt minimalist storytelling techniques, relying on visual design, music, and subtle environmental cues to convey powerful emotions. Games like Journey and Inside tell compelling stories without relying heavily on dialogue or text, showcasing how less can often be more in narrative design. Building emotional connections with players. The intimate nature of indie games fosters strong emotional connections. Stories in games like Firewatch or To the Moon resonate with players on a personal level, addressing themes like loss, love, and self-discovery. These emotional narratives leave lasting impressions. Community-driven development shapes stories. Indie developers often engage closely with gaming communities, taking feedback to refine their narratives. Crowdfunding platforms like Kickstarter enable players to influence a game's development, leading to stories that reflect audience interests and preferences, creating a sense of shared ownership. Breaking away from commercial constraints. Without pressure to cater to mass markets, indie games explore niche storytelling. They challenge traditional genres and expectations, as seen in titles like Papers, Please, which delivers a morally complex narrative about immigration and authority, showing how indie games can address serious issues. Strong focus on artistic expression. Indie games frequently emphasize storytelling as an art form, blending creative visuals, music, and narrative into a cohesive experience. This dedication to artistry allows games to function not just as entertainment but as thought-provoking works of digital art. Shaping the future of gaming storytelling. By combining creativity, emotional depth, and player-focused design, indie games are setting new benchmarks for storytelling. Their influence is reshaping how stories are told in games, encouraging the entire industry to prioritize narrative quality and innovation over traditional formulas.